morning, dear students. This is your Sudha ma'am. Welcome to the lesson 7, that is electricity, current and its effects. In this lesson, we are going to learn about how to make cell, observing chemical components in the dry cell, symbols of electric components, drawing a circuit, series and parallel circuits, heating effects of electric current, and finally electric fuses and MCB. Today we will study the first two topics, that is how to make a cell and observing chemical components in a dry cell. Before that, let's recapitulate the lesson simple electric circuits, what we have learnt in our class 6. In our class 6, we have learnt that cell is a single unit device which converts chemical energy into electric energy. It converts chemical energy into electric energy, and a battery usually consists of 2 or more cells. Generally, we will call one unit also battery, but one unit is cell and 2 or more units together called a battery. We also learnt about bulb and its inventor Thomas Alva Edison. We studied about simple electric circuits which consists of a cell, bulb and wires. A circuit is a closed path that electricity can pass through. It is a closed path in which electricity can pass through. It consists of a cell, bulb and few wires. That already we have learnt. And we also studied about a torch light. What does it consist of and what makes the torch bulb glow? And finally about conductors and insulators. The substances which allow electricity to pass through them are called conductors, example copper and silver, and the substances which do not allow electricity to pass through them are called insulators, example plastic and wood. This is briefly the content what we have learnt in our class 6. Now let's learn how to make our own electric cell. Generally, we use cells or batteries in many electric appliances like remotes, wristwatches, calculators, mobiles, computers, etc. etc. The single unit is called cell and group of cells connected together is called a battery. To make our own cell, we need 2 injection bottles with rubber caps, 2 zinc strips. To get the zinc strips, we have to cut open a consumed cell or a battery. The outer covering of the cell is made up of zinc, and that outer cell we need to cut into 2 mm wide and 3 centimeters long strips. Like that, 2 mm width and 3 centimeters long strip. 2 strips we have to cut from the zinc shell from a consumed cell or battery, and 2 copper wires of 3 centimeters length each, and sulfuric acid and an LED bulb. These are the things we require to make our cell. Now coming to the procedure, first take 2 injection bottles, insert a copper wire and a zinc strip to the rubber cap of the bottle. Like that, another cap also we have to insert 1 copper wire and 1 zinc strip as shown in the figure. Take care that the copper wires and zinc strips do not touch each other. That is the precaution we have to take. They should not touch each other. And for each bottle we have inserted 1 copper wire and 1 zinc strip. Now take a wire and connect the zinc strip of one bottle with the copper wire of the other bottle. Fill the bottles with sulfuric acid. Very carefully we have to fill the bottles with sulfuric acid. Carefully close the bottles with caps in which copper wires and zinc strips are inserted. Now our cell is ready. To test it, take an LED bulb. Touch or attach the remaining two ends of zinc and copper strips to the two terminals of the bulb. Then the bulb glows. So, we have to attach the remaining zinc strip and copper wire to the two terminals of the LED so that it glows. And instead of sulfuric acid, we can use lemon or tomato or potato in making our own cell. Remaining all are same, like zinc strip, copper wire, connecting wires and LED bulb, all these are same and process also same, but only instead of sulfuric acid we can use lemon or a potato or a tomato in making our own cell. Now let us cut open a dry cell to observe the chemical components. Inside a dry cell, there are certain chemicals which react with one another to produce electric energy. In the dry cell, some components are there and they react with one another and produce electric energy. The dry cell is in the shape of a cuboid or cylinder. It consists of a metal container in which a low moisture electrolyte paste covers the graphite rod or carbon rod or a metal electrode. Generally, the metal container will be zinc and its base acts as a negative electrode, that is anode. Zinc acts like anode, that is negative electrode, and the carbon rod acts as a positive electrode or cathode. Carbon acts as positive electrode or cathode. It is surrounded by manganese dioxide and low moisture electrolyte like ammonium chloride paste, which will produce a maximum of 1.5 volts of electricity. There is a separator between ammonium chloride paste and zinc shell to avoid the reaction. A dry cell can supply electric current in a circuit for certain time. After that, its chemicals get exhausted and it cannot be used anymore. This type of cells are called primary cells, which is neither reusable nor rechargeable. Once the electrochemical reactions consume all the chemicals, they fail to produce electricity. And remember children, a dry cell converts chemical energy into electrical energy. Now coming to the advantages of the dry cell, they are easy to use in a simple electronic device. There is no worry about the leakage in the dry cell. Dry cells are safe during transportation and they are small and lightweight. These are the advantages of a dry cell. Let's summarize today's topics. Today we have studied Introduction to Electricity, how to make our own cell, and about the components of a dry cell. That's all for today. Meet you in our next session. Thank you.